Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Space 2. Of course, as soon as I start the video, the music ends for some reason. Welcome back to Endless Space 2, which is a game that is mostly about little colored circles. We're in a little bit of a situation here. We're going to end the turn in a moment and gain access to applied cryogenics, and then we're going to build a lot of ships. Once we have access to these strike-class ships, we're going to make a bunch, and we're probably just going to go full-on war. We cannot be in this situation anymore where we're surrounded by enemies constantly nipping at us from all sides. And like, even if we could just fight off this attack and then negotiate with these guys to calm down and stuff, then we still have to worry about being surrounded on three sides by enemies. It's just not viable. It's not a long-term viable thing. So we're gonna have to like actually war somebody out. I was kind of hoping that we'd be able to just influence boost our way through the Riftborn while we fight the Cravers and stuff, but they are making it clear to us that that is not an available option. So if they get to attack on the coming turn, we're going to be in real bad shape with our tiny little fleet here and our behemoth that cannot currently survive a battle. So I think we need to drop these two ships into the garrison here, into the hangar rather, and then run the behemoth away, and then we'll build or rush with dust a medium ship on Bonnie, and then we'll pop all the stuff out of the hangar together. And we do need more control points in our fleet, so we're gonna go and fiddle with our military designs here a little bit. It's gonna be the case. I guess it doesn't matter what order these are in. They're both completing on the same turn. We're going to pick up the big data shipyards. It's just going to be the case that we have to move up the military tree a little bit. We have to get access to some better tech, some better weapon tech. We have to get more command points for our fleet. We have to get tanks, both so that we can defend ourselves against ground assaults and so that we can make better ground assaults ourselves. So when we tier up here, we're going to gain access to a new bullet weapon and a new laser weapon, and then new shielding and plating, and also manpower capacity, which I think is not terribly important. I guess we are at our manpower cap right now. That will not be true as soon as we start producing ships. But yeah, I think that's going to be the plan. Economic behemoth flees to, I don't know, like Debrinya, and then these guys disband into the hangar. And if the Riftborn want to drop on us, then they drop on us. And we'll fight them on the ground. I have faith that we would win that battle. Okay, we still have this stuff running. I did see a concern. I apologize, I have not been reading all of the comments, as I usually do. The volume of comments over the last few days has been really high. But I did see some concern in a comment about the fact that we have this law running that allows only our starting population to increase when we have systems that don't have any of our starting population. And so the way this works, to be clear, is the system just builds up the food stockpile, and when the food stockpile gets to 300, something is born in the system. You can see here, even if it's a system where you don't have any major population at first, because as we did not here, once you hit that 300 food, something will be born. If only your major population can be born, then major population will be born even though there isn't any there in the first place. And you can kind of explain that away by like each unit of population doesn't represent a person, right? This is a large enough group of Hisho to be considered a significant portion of the civilization. So there were Hisho here. As soon as we took it over, some people started migrating. It's just that enough Hisho were born to now be a significant population segment. Okay, so with that, I think we are going to go ahead and take... Man, the gutted pirate lair is actually pretty good. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and take the small arid thing here with the transvine and the incense, right? Was that my plan with this ship? Probably. The most important thing is that we take this over, right? We need the enemy not to take this from us. These ancient ruins, like, this is actually a really good world. And we will pick it up eventually. 0.14, 6 per population point versus 2.833. We need the food. We just need to be able to have people get born. We need to wait a little bit on this. I do want to buy this out. We're going to rush this pretty significantly, but I'm not going to go all the way down to 25k. That seems a little crazy. So everywhere else, I mean, things are going as they must. Let's have these guys ordered to Dobrynia for now, just in case I'm not ready for them to hit Bonnie when they get there. And, oh, this guy. There is one more thing that yet needs doing. Let's fire a couple of probes off into the dark toward the center of the galaxy. It'd be really cool if we could find a way out there. Alright. So we have better weapon modules. The next thing we need to get is definitely that command point tech. Let's just throw that at the beginning of the research queue. And they're... a lot of them are backing off, strangely. I mean, they've certainly left enough troops in place. So let's have a quick look at our... Well, hold on. Before we have a look at our design, let's have a look at their designs, actually. So that's just a shadow. That's not a warship. Okay, their current Phantoms. We're seeing all energy, weapons, and projectile defenses. They're mostly lasers rather than beams. Okay. Good to know. So, the Kite here. Man, I really like the look of these Hisha ships. We're definitely going to want to go for energy weapons. Fortunately, we have some cool energy weapons available to us. If we were to just go energy weapons in all these slots, we're looking at 8 glass steel, or, sorry, Hyperium per ship. 10 Hyperium per ship. I mean, I think this is what we should do, probably, but we're not going to be able to build too many of these right away, especially since I also want to use Hyperium engines for the extra movement and the tiny little bit of evasion, which totally does matter. And we'll split our defenses, still mostly energy, but I feel better. Plus, there's some benefit to splitting your defenses because, particularly if you're facing energy weapons, because shielding units give you very little health, while plating units give you more health. And the math of increasing your energy defense, which reduces the amount of damage you take from energy weapons, while also increasing your health, I think should lead to the greatest increase in effective HP. I guess I'd have to see the actual numbers on exactly how much energy defense reduces incoming damage, which I still do not have a good grasp on, even this many years into the game. So we're looking at a 35% reduction. Shield absorption percent equals energy defense times 100. Okay, energy defense divided by energy defense plus hull weakness times 100. Okay. So yeah, as a percentage modifier of health. Yeah, as a percentage modifier of health, it's better paired with more HP than with increases to the percentage. Obviously, that breaks down at extreme values, though. But I think this is a pretty good design for this ship, for right now at least. So what are we looking at in terms of actual production? That's an 8-turn ship that costs almost 10,000 dust to buy out. Well, not ideal. Real quick here, let's pop in, and Acellus is actually the place with the highest industry in the Empire, and it's not much higher than Bonnie. Yeah, industry is not great for us. Throw one of those on there. Would it come out faster if It would. But also, we want the intergalactic supermarket. Okay, so, how much more dust can we get? So we can sell quite a bit of this, right? Like, 70-ish? That's another 1.8. Am I comfortable selling 15 antimatter? Antimatter is the one that we do have access to. Another 1,000. Every turn we wait is going to take about a little more than 1,000 off of this price. So we'll probably have this thing out in 3 turns, maybe? I'm going to go ahead and sell that antimatter. I actually really like Transvine. We need to unlock another tier of this. We also should probably turn on the Spin Project and put it above the Culture Center. Like, that should definitely have been running. But yeah, unfortunately, it's just going to be a little while before we have the medium ships in place. Once we do, the Riftborn are going to find it very difficult to come after us. At least until they get their own medium ships. It's weird that they're pulling so many people back, though. I wonder what that's about. Okay, we have nothing revealed by the probes over here yet. Alright, I guess we just push on a turn. So once we have autonomous construction, we have 7 command points in a fleet. We can run a fleet that is these 2 ships plus this medium plus a couple more ships. So it would be cool if we could get a couple more ships over here. Let's go ahead and just drop off our mining probe. A little bit more industry for Acellus. Maybe enough to... Oh yeah, I think that actually was enough to pull a turn off of this, right? Because it should have been 7 now. Every little bit helps, right? Okay, here... we probably... yeah, we really don't have much in the way of industry here. Taking over Hadar 3, moving some population over there, and putting up the interplanetary transport network would get us some industry, I assume. Okay, approval's not affected by this anomaly. Yeah, we're fine living here. The base stats of the planet are a little bit bad. Alright, let's go that way with it. The interplanetary transport network does at least do something without the benefit of the strategic. And we need to think about whether we want to research another tech in here for the purpose of moving up to the next tier and unlocking some more stuff. So starting experience level for new ships up, extra manpower capacity, a new level of beam tech, which we probably would not use, a new level of torpedo tech, which we totally might use. Tractable armaments is a very powerful defensive structure, so we might go that way. Focused Plasma gives you access to the Advanced Support Siege module, which is very, very good for taking over hostile systems, while Tractable Armaments is very, very good for getting your systems not taken over. Electromagnetic Shield is probably not a good way to go, although this Iron Banner module is certainly interesting. And then the Plasma Intensifier is available here as well. Titanium Shrapnel is fine some of the time. Crew Destruction is kind of a... Crew Destruction is a thing where either you benefit from a little tiny bit of it, or you really have to go all the way in. And if you're going all the way in, Titanium Shrapnel modules can be good. I don't think that's the place we're going to be in this game. Oh, basic Swarm Missiles. Swarm Missiles can be very useful. I think I'm going to pick up Focused Plasma. We're more likely to become invaders than defenders once we get past this little initial hurdle of this fleet being a pain. And over on Zubin, we need to put something up. Honestly, it's probably going to be shipyards in a lot of places. Yeah, any place on the frontier, basically, any place where we might be building ships, we need shipyards. A little bit of extra XP can make a big difference. The bonus stats from being higher level matter quite a bit. Okay, we're keeping the K aura in place, but I'm not actually in danger myself. That's probably the right spot to put this guy. Yeah, we'll just hang out there. Alright, so we're getting pretty close to being able to rush the end of that ship on Bonnie. It's interesting that they're just sieging me. They're not like they're not planning to do anything, and their ships aren't particularly siege capable. Oh, we discovered their homeworld. Not terribly useful. I do like the fact that they're, like, hemmed way in by the Cravers. Are they at war with the Cravers? Because I noticed that there are Craver fleets around their systems. Okay, they are. Cool. That'll take, hopefully, both of them off of my plate for a while. Lord knows I don't need more enemies. So the buyout cost here is 7k. We may or may not have enough to buy this out next turn. It's going to be close. 4 turns left on that one, but at least they're going to be relatively quick. And like I said, here we probably want to do this. Yeah, I do wish we had the ability to colonize lava. Well, one problem at a time. We do have reinforcement ships coming in, but it's... God, they're far away. We really needed better engine tech a long time ago. And up here on Kionos, I mean, we're still just growing, really. So, unfortunately, we don't really have a lot of buildings that are even good for growth. I guess we could pick this up so that we start getting these luxury resources in. And then, once we have that, this is 10 food instead of just 5. It's still not great, but it's better. Alright, let's see if next turn is indeed the turn. Because I think once we have the kite, we're going to be able to push them off quite easily. Nope. 75-60. That did not come down... Alright. It's fine. You are pleased, but not entirely surprised, to discover that one of your colonies has developed a fringe religion in which the central deity is you. Though small, it has already drawn a following. One of their more charismatic leaders has publicly asked if you would bless them with an appearance at the inauguration of their newest cathedral. Meanwhile, others in that system are watching to see what your response will be, so we can increase influence or science output on Gemini. Which Gemini? Okay. Honestly, increased influence output on Gemini is not a bad move. Oh hey, here's how we're going to get some industry on Gemini. We're going to take over this asteroid field. Yeah, alright. I haven't visited Gemini in a while. No harm taking in a little adoration while I'm at it. Sure. I accept. I'll be your deity. Okay, the truce has ended. We are now at a proper Cold War again. And also, while it has been known for ages that the concrete branch of the Endless subjected the Hisho to genetic manipulation, recent discoveries have come to show the extent of the change that was inflicted. Before the Endless interventions, the Hisho were thinner, lighter, faster, and had proper wings. However, after lots of market studies, it was determined that the audiences preferred Hisho that looked more like saber-wielding warriors than true birds of prey. They were therefore modified along these lines. I wonder if there's something in the actual creation process over at Amplitude that is being referenced here. Discovery of these facts has caused a great deal of strong feelings within the Empire. While some believe that the Endless simply sped up the process of evolution, others decry the brutality and immorality of genetic manipulation. There has been violent political debate, and all signs point to impending violence in the streets. So, if we decide to appreciate our current form, regardless of their methods, the results have been the peerless warriors of the Hisho Empire. We have to have 5 planets with only Hisho population, and we'll get this module that increases energy damage and critical hit chance by quite a bit. Or we can be upset about it, maintain 3 religious laws, which we will instantly complete, and instead get a support module that extends a shield to the entire flotilla. A shield and energy defense. That's actually pretty cool. We're going to switch back and forth between energy and projectile weapons over the course of the game, probably. And I tend to be a little bit more into projectiles because bullet weapons serve as both defense against the most dangerous weapon type and also decent offense. So I think I kind of want to go this way. We will complete this instantly upon confirming it, so we should figure out if we want to spend some KE on something. This would drop us to 38. We would immediately go back up to 43, which is content, at least. We would lose our ecstatic bonus, but we would become content afterward. And that's not so bad. We would no longer have access to the Order of the Red Blade ability, which is maybe something that I want to do when we get that kite. Like, maybe it's worth just wasting the 5k, but also we're about to be doing battles and stuff. You know what? I'm just going to rush this. Maybe that's a bad idea, but that's what I want to do. And then we're going to do this, and it should complete in the next 10 turns. I say I didn't have to do this right away, but I figure we're going to have battles soon and stuff. Like, we may as well get ready. This is a hot world. So yeah, let's go for 10 food right away after that. 7.6. Am I going to be able to push us anywhere near that? We're mining stuff pretty quickly. We can afford to sell some things off. We're probably not going to use the Jade Onyx. I guess we can just buy it out next turn. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, well, they're on their way. Pink. Have we met Pink properly?
Speak. Let us see if we can trust you.
Howdy.
Speak. Let us see if we can trust your words.
So, did these guys have any particular feelings about the Riftborn? It does not appear so at the moment. I was hoping, with them being neighbors, that they might be at war. Alright. We're going to plan to just run through her space real quick, and hopefully she'll be cool with that. And if not, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Which is a good time to cross bridges. Try not to cross them before that. It can be a terrible strain on your hips. Okay, so do we want to go back into the Citadel blueprints here? Do I want to pick up some more stuff? Because we could get Behemoth weaponization. Get ourselves some additional module slots. A tractor beam, which prevents enemy retreat in space battles. That's very cool. And they can be mounted on large ships too. That's really, really good. So unlocks a large weapon slot and additional small slots for military behemoths, though. Do we have to specialize the behemoth when we build it? How does this work? For all your existing, select it in the galaxy view and access the option from the ship list panel. Okay. So yeah, there's a specialization button here. So once we unlock a military specialization, we can switch our current behemoth. So that is 3 researches plus this away, though. Maybe not a thing to worry about right this second. What are we getting from this? We're getting the Fealty Foundation, Behemoth C3 Center. Yeah, I don't know. I think Superlight Content Systems has become less valuable now that it looks like we might have to take Gano by force anyway. So maybe it is in fact worth derailing this whole plan entirely and just continuing up the military track. Maybe. So if we were to do that, we would lead with hardened alloys to get even more command points into our fleets. Pick up basic fighter and bomber technology, also railguns, which I do not particularly love. But yeah, I think we're gonna focus on military a little bit here. And then, of course, once we've done that, we're gonna find ourselves in a position where all we can really do is military, because, we will have a hammer, and all things will become nails to us. Over here on Zubin, we need to pick up another planet, probably this one. We're getting real close to our colonization cap. Alright, so this turn, let's get some KE. This should be a pretty easy battle. Alright, I think as a governor, we're going to have her pick up Optimal Operations Expert.
I shall defend the...
I do not think you should attack me in your current position. I think it would be very foolish. Sorry, next turn we're going to get some KE. And then this is almost finished. Yeah, we have a lot of annoying pirates running around too. Like, I just don't have enough ships. We're going to have to end up building a lot more ships. I discovered a solar nebula. Well, alright, everybody's working on stuff. So actually, the fact that they have territory all the way out to here might make it pretty difficult to eliminate them. But we can at least put them on the back foot. And we can take away a lot of this stuff up here. Libra, in particular, looks like it might be a valuable territory. Alright, so the Hisho are boosted by Red Sang. You know what I have not been looking at is whether Red Sang is available on the market. It totally is. So, we could be doing population boosts. It would give us an extra industry out of each Hisho. I guess that's not really that impressive. And the other thing the population boost does is increase the likelihood that that is the faction that will breed when you get a new population unit, but obviously that is of no value to us. Alright, one more turn, then the fighting. Then it is time for an extremely large amount of fighting. Also, man, we have a lot of influence. I need to figure out something to do with all this influence. Alright, so the mining operation on Dobrynia has ended. Pick it back up next turn. And we have incoming, so we should get up in the air and deal with the stuff that's here right now. Oh, I should have swapped I should have grabbed our hero and put our hero in there. How injured are you? You are not that injured. That's how injured. So yeah, we need our hero back. I should definitely have assigned him to the fleet. That's a rookie mistake. Okay, so we have one flotilla that wants to be at medium but is fine at short, and one flotilla that... sorry, these two guys are both want to be at medium but are fine at short. This guy wants to be for sure at short. So unfortunately, I don't know that we have a... Yeah, we don't really have a tactic that's appropriate for that. They're going to start us at medium. I think we'll just turtle. Turtle's fine. I'm going to put the kite here, though. Put the hawk in here as well. So you get a damage bonus for having more flotillas than your opponent. We know they will only have one flotilla because they only have 4 command points. And a fleet that has 4 or fewer command points only gets the middle. 9 or fewer command points only gets the top 2. So I'm hoping that they won't destroy our hawk, but I'm also thinking that the hawk in this flotilla probably won't actually do that much damage because cross-flotilla range is awkward. Oops, I should have hit watch on that. But you know what? We're going to watch it anyway. Even though we know what happened now, I want to actually see the ship perform. Plus, I want to look at it because it's pretty looking. These are all valid reasons. Also, Riftborn ships do actually look really cool. I think they have some of the coolest ship designs. Alright, let's hop up here. Get down in it. Let's actually get real... Whoa, I zoomed the camera really, really far there. Also, that's nice looking. Yeah, I think our ships are just super, super cool. So you can see the volume of laser fire coming off of this thing is very impressive. Okay, it is eating all of the damage, which is good. Our hawk takes no damage here. So it looks like actually the amount of damage we take over the course of this battle must be pretty significant. Obviously, decreases over time as we murder their fleet. But yeah, the difference between a medium ship and a large ship, or a medium ship and a small ship in combat is huge. Alright, sorry, Kogawa there. Forgot to put you in the battle. You got 4k out of that, which is cool. 24 XP that I'm sure he would have appreciated. And we should definitely refit his ship. And we need to change up our battle tactics. So hold on, before we do the refit, let's change up our battle tactics. We need something that has medium in it. I probably don't want to convert all of my ships to energy weapons, because if you do that, the enemy just converts all of their defenses to energy defenses, right? You want to have some options. So I think Get Lucky and Team Spirit are both strong options. We are never going to run Revive and Rebuild. A 70% damage bonus on critical hits. Laser weapons do have critical hit chance. And then, do I want to leave Power to Shields available for long range, in case we want to start at long range for some reason? It's probably not a good idea to have all of our tactics have no long range flotillas in them, just in case we have to do something weird to adapt. But I might replace Turtle with Team Spirit, now that we have the ability to go to 2 flotillas. And we know they're using energy weapons and everything. Yeah, let's go Team Spirit. Okay, so how damaged is this ship? Pretty damaged. It is 4,400 dust damaged. Well, we're still mining. We can make that up. Which planet do we actually want people to be on? Oh, Zubin 2, without a question. Everybody over here. Center of the Obsidian Eagle certainly isn't bad. Honestly, though, we should probably start building a ship over here. Like, we should have a medium available on each of the edges of our empire to show up and make trouble. I assume that here it would be an incredibly slow build. Honestly, we're so desperate for industry, I might just do this even though we don't have any strategics. Given the food here, it probably makes sense, actually, to send a unit of population away so we can keep growing. We'll send this unit of population to someplace that is not at its growth cap. Okay, we gotta get ourselves another planet over here. Zubin has lots of room. Yeah, because right now we're just wasting food, effectively, on this system. Oh, never mind, we actually totally have another population slot. Why did I think this planet was full? I had thought this planet was full. Whatever. Whatever, I'll tell you why. Because I got that brain thing. You know, where my brain's not good? Yeah, honestly, we're gonna... Like, we just need every little bit of industry we can get. This is gonna help so much when we finally get a hold of it. Alright, is there any... No, there are no other builds that we have to get on. Does Bonnie want to produce a couple more ships real quick? Probably, right? Let's get ourselves a Kestrel for distraction purposes and another Hawk. I think we can probably finish the spin project. Yeah, it doesn't even add a turn. Okay, just try to actually fill this fleet all the way out. Also, man, it sure does seem like all of these pirate ships are headed directly for us, doesn't it? Odd. We're not even obviously pirate marked. I wonder if it is the case that you can be pirate marked without knowing it, perhaps? Alright, let's look at the market real quick. I'm curious. We can't get anywhere near healing the kite, and unfortunately you are not allowed to do partial heals. You must completely put it back together. So I guess we'll just, yeah, we'll just stay like this for now. We'll heal a little bit as the turn passes. So we can fire some probes here and here. Yeah, we'll intercept these guys. Hopefully a couple of space battle wins is enough to convince them to slow their roll. Because I don't think that they can conquer us, to be clear, but I do think that they can be a huge pain and slow our growth. Which probably isn't actually their plan, but totally a thing they may end up doing anyway. Alright, shall we? What do we have here? Just Phantom 7s, so pretty much the same battle. This time we have an extra ship. I'm a little worried the kite might get destroyed. Cost of healing it went down by 800. We could pop this action on the fleet there in the hopes that my attack would lead to them just running away. But also, if we do that, we're paying KE, and if it doesn't work, it's not really that helpful, I don't think. What we should try to do is make this money. So we need 3,600. We don't necessarily need any strategics this turn, so we can go like... You know what we should do is we should try to trade with another player.
Speak. Let us see if we can trust your words.
Okay, I'm seeing no pluses here, so there's not anything that we have that she's particularly into. But I'm sure there are trades she would want to make. What if we give you peace? Are you interested in peace with us? No. Okay, what if I give you my maps? She has no feelings about our maps. Here's the thing. I need like... Okay, now she has an opinion. I need like a bunch of dust. Obviously, I'd love to get more than 500, but we got to figure out like what she'll actually take from us. I can't trade techs yet. We don't have that technology. Don't have that level of diplomacy available to us. We could trade out some Transvine. I'll be sad that I lost it later, though. Kind of curious. Like, if I give you 15 titanium, does that affect the deal very much? It really doesn't. Okay. Never mind. I think we're going to get a better rate from the market here. Sad as that is. Let's say I sell it all. Coming in at a rate of 4 per turn. I think this is safe to do. And then... Yeah, sell it all. Tune up the kite, and now we have at them. Now we know for sure that the kite will not die. Then we want to... You know, I didn't update his ship. So we may want to go get lucky. Well, no, we want them to be shooting at the kite. And for that, we want to be at medium range. And that means the Hawk can go here because I think we're going to read as medium range in either location. We should move you to this flotilla. Okay. I think this should go pretty well for us. I'm a little surprised they didn't run away, given that we now have the same number of ships that they do, except one of ours is, you know, truly massive. But I guess they're allowed to live their short lives however they wish. I don't expect we're going to see anything terribly different happen here. Let's turn the overlay back on. Yeah, honestly, I think we're taking less damage this time than we took last time. And we're down to, maybe that's about the same. We're down to half as we get them down to 2 ships. Man, look at how cool this thing is. Definitely some energy scoring. And we're showing some effects. And I love the fact that you can actually like see the relevant, you know, the stars and the planets that you're actually near. Because that was Bonnie 3 that battle was over. It's such a nice little touch. So actually, it took considerably more damage, that battle. But we got some decent KE. We got a lot of XP on our hero. Pick up a little bit more shield penetration. Especially valuable now with our energy weapons. So we're going to see our enemies be slightly more likely to use energy weapons. May as well remine Dobrynia 1 since it's a pretty valuable planet. And what do we want to do with these 3 ships? Part of me wants to send them back to fight pirates, because obviously our systems being besieged is annoying. But also, we do need bodies on the front line. Yeah, get up here. The kite will fight a bunch of pirates. And then we have to deal with all of this nonsense. I can't handle this stuff anymore. Okay, that neutron star is providing some decent value to Kionos in case Kionos needed any more influence per citizen. Alright, and we have arrived over here. Let's go exploring Craver space a little bit. Hopefully they'll be okay-ish with that. Okay enough not to obliterate our entire civilization, or at least, you know, not to try. And I think with that, I actually want to head the behemoth back over here. I think it's more valuable over here, around the more valuable system. And its K aura will extend out to Gano that way, which means we can head over there and start wrecking things. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is reasonable. Oh, and our next observance is a diligence ritual, which is not super relevant to what we're doing. I think we're just going to keep rocking the religious laws. I like them. We're doing good work with them. Yeah. I don't care how the votes came out. What do I look like? Riftborn? I think they have elections, right? Robot elections? Sweet robot elections. Okay, how fast are we? Only 6 movement, even with the good engine? Well, we'll get down to Hadar next turn, and then we will engage in a large series of battles with a bunch of terrible garbage ships. This has come to an end, which is kind of a shame, because we need the science way more than we need the influence. A recent tragedy involving a large space station and a virulent plague has made ripples throughout the galaxy and turned people's attention toward the importance of medical advancement. The Coalition has offered a large reward to all who contribute to a push forward in medical technology and scientific readiness, so that a tragedy like this never happens again. Alright, raise the amount of science produced per turn in the galaxy to get what is honestly quite a small reward. I guess 75 titanium sells for a lot, at least. Alright, we do still need to worry about this too. We have too many kinds of research that need to get done. We're in a kind of an awkward spot here. We are going to get stopped. I guess it's not a big deal. We're not getting stopped by Cravers, at least. Oh no, wait, they're not in guard mode. The circle's not there. These little triangles just indicate a siege. 700 defense on their systems. That's worth noting. In case we go to war with them. By which I mean for when we go to war with them. So do we want to get aggressive with the Riftborn? Growing our influence circle over Gano will have some benefit if we do decide that that's the thing we want to do. Do I want to just drop the knife? Maybe not, because the knife pairs well with the kite in its flotilla. Let us instead just merge 2 of these hawks in here. And then we should actually update the hawk design. It's using out-of-date weapons now. These basic high-eye slugs can be turned into ultra-dense slugs. I don't want to take it to energy weapons because I do want to keep our ships slightly different in offense, just to keep the enemy from too easily teching against our attacks. Let's fix that up and probably put some real engines in there as well. What kind of retrofit cost? Pretty bad. We can do that. Sorry, when I said pretty bad, what I meant was that's not like an impressive cost. This is not a good way to word the thing I was thinking. Okay. And the hero's ship, if we wanted to make changes here. I'm not sure if I want to keep the hero's ship in with the little guys or if I want to pair it with the kite. I guess it makes sense to keep it with the little guys. Yeah, probably. We want those good engines, though, and we should definitely replace this probe module with something else. I don't know that it needs to be another probe module at this point. It could just be a kinetic enhancer. Or maybe a siege module? Because an extra 25 defense loss per turn is a really big deal, even though it's just one module on one fleet. Yeah, I am confident of our ability to win. So we would need 371 dust. We can definitely make that happen. That's not quite enough. Yeah. I do wish it would, like, save your changes for the future, you know, unimplemented, but this is the thing I want to do, and we all know it's the thing I want to do. And actually, I don't think I upgraded the defensive modules either. Hopefully that won't screw up the cost too much. 470. It turns out we made just enough dust for that totally upgraded version of the ship. Okay, here we need to... We still haven't done modernization, although it's less important here than it is anywhere else. We're going to need, eventually, to be good at mining this stuff, but it's not really a concern right this second, and we're not really racing toward it either. And we really don't need influence, though. I guess we can just start building ships. You know, we can do this here, too. It doesn't actually matter where we build this, and it's not a super high priority. But yeah, just getting new free heroes more often does seem like a good thing. Alright, which one of these planets is more productive? Okay, we want to keep people on Hadar 2 as much as possible. Especially pilgrims. Well, I guess there is an anomaly here, too. Even -1s count. Your scientists have detected a heavily damaged ship of unknown design, entering your home system. The ship is unresponsive to hails, and sensors have detected that the engines are in critical overload, and it will soon self-destruct. Scanning the ship, you discover that it contains not only a dense computer core containing untold secrets, but also passengers in stasis who have been infected by an unknown plague. You can only save the core or the passengers before the ship explodes. It doesn't really matter which way we go here. So in Acellus, get to 200 industry and 89 food, or 200 industry and 179 science. It is real easy for us to hit that amount of food. Yeah, let's go that way. Right, this does it. Yeah, that pushes us past 92 food. So when we end the turn, that quest will complete, and we'll get a random technology. That's so close. It's so close to being ours. We'll be able to tell... this is like not super clear whether it's claiming it or not, but we'll be able to tell quite clearly because the name tag will change, or the nameplate rather, will change to our color once we have it. Alright, over on Acellus, is it just another ship? It might be. We should pick this up even though we don't have a lot of anomalies, just we have enough citizens that the extra science is meaningful. I guess you just wait in the hangar? Oh, that's right, we have this Kestrel. We want this Kestrel in the fleet. Something to draw a little bit of fire. Alright, so you guys just hang out in the hangar for a while, and it might be reasonable for us to get aggressive here. We're going to catch these pirates coming in. I'm thinking about whether we want to run this kite over here. I think we want to take out a bunch of the pirate vessels first, at the very least. And over on Kionos, we've built our farms, and we want to keep people on Tianha as long as possible. And this system's industry output is actually not bad. Get me a shipyard. This is totally a place where we will build ships. Tianha looks like such a small planet you would think that it would not have much industrial power. Okay, so we've got our hardened alloys. We can get the other two ships in here now. would be the retrofit cost of that one? Sorry, this one. 318. Okay. Obviously, the pirate gets totally wrecked. It appears that an intergalactic congress of scientists has turned into a labor dispute. They have come to the conclusion that their work is grossly underappreciated, and plan to halt all experimental efforts until their wages improve, their lab equipment is upgraded, and their work reported more professionally. Well, I can understand that concern. Honestly, right now, industry is really valuable to us. We have a lot of systems that are struggling to build things, and we could kind of use a lot of new ships, so I think we're going to go this way. I do not think it is a good idea to say, in general, who cares about science? That is a bad life strategy. But in this case, we're going to do that thing. Okay. We won handily. Not a lot of K to be gained from a victory like that. Hopefully these guys will feel a little bit better about the victories we're going to get over here against a larger number of pirate ships.
Our purpose is to kill.
Okay, obviously we will not be paying them anything. So it looks like they're coming to us, actually. Slowly. The fleet has 3 whole movement.
Our purpose is to kill.
Get out of Craver territory. Well, before we get out of Craver territory, first of all, I'm going to explore this curiosity, even though it might give them something valuable. Equal chance of anomaly or loot. Okay, it was loot. We got 20 titanium, actually, something I'm pretty happy to have. And then I'm going to send a probe off in this direction, because there's clearly something over here, producing that big influence bubble, and then I think we are just going to go ahead and get out of his territory. It's just a free teleport home is what that is. So I'm a little worried about getting aggressive because it will leave us vulnerable. We have no other ships in place. We're going to wait until these guys arrive, take them out, and then we'll think about moving forward. But I will say that these the Hisho feel a lot better when you have a nice flow of KE coming in. Probably want to be more aggressive with them than we were this game. It's alright, we're learning, we're learning. Oh, and I did spend a turn of research here on these Citadel blueprints. I do still kind of want these, like, it would be neat to have a Citadel, especially around Bonnie. Where I can just sit there and I think it can shoot, right? We don't need to watch that.
Our purpose is to kill.
Yeah, I know. I know how you feel about all the killing. Okay, we did in fact pick up the 50 industry from this asteroid field, so we can now make ourselves a medium here at a reasonable speed. No, I really do want to get to this. Let's do that. So we're going to pick up Behemoth Weaponization because it will be useful. And like another set of weapon modules maybe, or boarding pods are pretty powerful. And I don't know if I want to do a boarding pod strategy this game. It is nice to steal enemy ships. We can also go for improved fleet management, which will give us access to this OPEX gear that I don't think is terribly good. A better quality of swarm missiles, and energy weapon-based fighters and bombers. We might be better off just going for one of these defensive techs that also gives a new set of tactics. So enhance armor to minimize short-range damage taken, earn influence on destroyed ships, kill additional manpower per successful hit with projectile weapons, use it to kill the opponent's manpower, if you have projectile weapons. Or increase long-range defenses, increase defenses of zero attack power ships for both sides to protect unarmed civilian ships. I don't think either of these are really very good. either of these sets of tactics. I guess once we're up at enough command points in our fleets to comfortably have 3 flotillas, shield wall is kind of interesting. This gives us a better quality of titanium, or of plating, whereas this gives us a better quality of shielding. Reduces damage from critical hits. Doesn't give us anything really analogous to the fleet gaining XP from taking damage. And this does feel pretty Hisho, right? Taking damage and getting benefit out of it. And we don't really need the basic flotilla shield because we're getting something like that from the quest we just took. So yeah, let's say titanium electroplating would be next. The cost of behemoth weaponization is a little bit higher than the other techs on this tier for some reason. Yeah, they're all about 4K and this is about 5K. Well, I think we want it. Let's do it second, though, because we won't get any benefit out of it, really, until we have Juggernaut blueprints. Well, I guess that's not true. We'll get the health bonus right away. We just won't get the extra weapon slots. Still, I think this is the right order for these researches. Alright, so we're going to wait for them to come to us. I don't even know what you're going to do. Your value is somewhat limited. I guess you could come over here and explore this curiosity? Try to get here and go into guard mode before any of the pirates escape. I would love it if we didn't have anybody get away. Alright, so Kionos has a functional shipyard now. Probably set that up. And then, do I want to go right into shipbuilding? Well, I can't build a real ship. Not for a few more turns, even. So I guess the answer is no. We could build some really crummy buildings. I guess we could put this together. Kionos is in a place where its influence growth actually matters a little bit. You can use it to press on other players, so let's let that happen. Once we intercept and destroy this fleet, we're going to send our hero fleet on the offensive here. See if we can't take Gunno after all. No, I'm not trying to click on the system. I'm trying to click on my ship here. Alright, so we'll take one of these guys out. Probably the other one will attack us, because that's how pirates are. They're very aggressive. Nope, running away. A level of cowardice heretofore unimagined. Let's build some big data shipyards. We may as well turn on the spin project here as well. You know what? The capital's influence bubble does kind of matter. But I'm thinking, actually, why don't we swap these planets to exoscience stations, the cold ones? Get that extra science, because I think that matters a little bit more than influence growth there, and like we don't actually need influence. The only thing I'm worried about is the influence bubble around some of the planets here. That said, it would be cool to have 50 extra science. Although Bonnie's going to grab that anyway. So this is not a high priority. That's a fairly high priority. Also, having somewhere else for our population to go. Because we are going to run out of room there really, really quickly. Let's have a look at their ships. We're seeing 135, 139 attack and defense. Mostly projectile shields. Back to all projectile shields. I mean, they're mostly fighting pirates. That makes a lot of sense. Pirates do love their projectile weaponry. We are at 38 Hisho now. You know, honestly, that 50-point bonus is going to be really nice. We still need 2 more turns of Hyperion before we can do this. Building ships a little bit faster here now, though. That's nice. And I do want to let the Culture Center finish. Even if we do end up taking Gano by force, like, the growth of this bubble is still going to provide pressure against the other blue planets, and there's still value in it. I wonder if this is blue asking for an end to the war. Nope.
Our purpose is to kill.
I thought they might to prevent this battle from happening. This should be very easy for us. So they do have a cipher with energy shields to energy defenses to draw off our energy fire. And then projectile defenses on all their actual warships. So this is a little inconvenient, because we're going to attack the cipher first and it's going to last forever. And then we'll tear through these things pretty quickly afterward. I wonder if the protector effect of this ship actually works if you're in a different flotilla than the enemy is in. So let's see, they're all missile ships. We actually want to stack our center fleet with bullets then. So maybe we do get lucky instead and we just swap this up a little bit. Because they're reliant on missiles for all of their actual damage. If we can just outgun that. Yeah, I think this should be very effective. And then once, like I said, once we've beaten them, we'll get a little bit aggressive. Make them understand that this war was a bad idea. Mostly what they've done is compel me to get really powerful. Alright, I think we should see a pretty easy battle here. We should take very minimal damage on the center flotilla because we'll be shooting down all the missiles. And also, some of them are just missing. It's a little surprising. I guess we should be expecting about 2% misses because of our engines, so maybe it's not that surprising. Okay, yeah, that's the kind of thing I wanted to see. All of the missiles getting blown up in space. They're getting awfully close to the hero ship. I wish we could maybe focus fire a little bit better. Whatever. Getting hit by a missile every now and then is it's good for you. It builds character, right? So 0.6k from the pirate battle and another 1.2 from this battle. We are outmanning them a little bit. At this point, I'm comfortable blaming that on them, though. Okay, something's not maxed out. All right, I guess let's go for a little drive, shall we? So yeah, we have the hero ship with the siege module, plus we have quite a bit of manpower. We should be able to do this. Speaking of manpower, I should take this opportunity to fix our troop breakdown. And by fix our troop breakdown, of course, I mean go entirely to armor. It is not the case that it's like definitely broadly that you should always go all armor, but against the AI, you should always go all armor, because they never balance their troops very well. We need to actually make a bunch of dust, which I'm sure we can do. Yeah, let's sell like 50 of these. That'll get us the first tier of armor buffs at least. Wouldn't be able to afford the next tier anyway due to the strategics. Alright, but we've got a credible offense against the Riftborn going, and we're actually getting into the central bridge part of the galaxy, which is often where there are a lot of grouped up minor factions. So who knows? We probably won't assimilate any of them. I bet we won't even be able to. But we may well find ourselves in position to start getting paid by them at the very least. Alright, roll forward and try to catch this guy at Kamos. Once we have access to new Juggernaut specializations, we probably will want to go back to our other research plans. In particular, it would be nice if we could actually settle this system. It would be nice if we could improve our ability to expand. Actually, I'm noticing that the texts that usually give you plus systems before expansion disapproval don't exist for us. Or those bonuses from them, at least, don't exist for us. We can still have an autonomous administration, but we're not just getting extra colonization slots. So, this is... I guess it's not that big of a deal, given how different this number is for us than it is for most factions. But it is still kind of annoying. It means our settling is going to be slow. Conquering, still totally fine. I did not mean to hit escape again. Alright, well, I think that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time to see us stomp a hole in these Riftborn. Somebody, people in the galaxy have to know why it's not okay to attack us. And we'll see you then.